Okay, you guys. Okay, we're live. It is 9 p.m. and I need some feedback because I just switched from my hotel Wi-Fi to my personal hotspot on my phone because the Wi-Fi here in the hotel is kind of weak. And I just made that switch and I just need some confirmation that I'm coming through loud and clear. So can someone Vox me? Text me, email me something that I'm coming through loud and clear. Maybe I'll post in our Facebook or our Voxer group. I just want to make sure you guys can see me before I. Okay, loud and clear. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Audrey. Okay, thank you, Christina. Okay, thank you, Brittany. Okay, Caitlin. I can hear you, but I can't see you. Okay, Caitlin, do you want to refresh your browser, Caitlin Osborne? Possibly refresh browser. Might work. Okay, awesome. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So welcome. It is 9 p.m. where you are, but I am in LA. And so it's actually 6 p.m. here, even though I feel like it's 9 p.m. I got up first thing this morning, flew to LA, and we've got a full week ahead of us with our sales directors and DIQs to be at Leadership Conference here. And every year they do it in January, and it's always in a warm, fun city. And so I'm just like super excited to be here. And this is like kicking off my week in LA, is to be here with you guys for this hangout. And so welcome to our second hangout of the hashtag Make It Happen, hashtag What the Focus, Pacesetters. And I'm pretty excited about what I want to share with you. And first of all, just congratulations. Congratulations for getting plugged in and staying plugged in. It's been so exciting to see what's happening in our Facebook group. Okay, with your wins and your victories and your challenges and your questions. I have loved that. And I hope that you have loved that too. And thank you for just embracing each other and embracing the community and for supporting each other and encouraging each other. That's been so refreshing for me to see your team spirit and your camaraderie and just your spirit of mutual encouragement for one another. That's such a beautiful thing. That's what the Mary Kay culture is about, that we don't compete against each other. We support each other like a family. Like we're all in this together and we're all going to the top together. And in fact, I think the people who get to the top faster are the people who bring others along with them and encourage others along the way. And so well done, my friends. You guys have done that in just such a beautiful way. And it makes me proud to see that just your camaraderie and your sisterhood and your encouragement for each other. So the focus is still the focus. Hashtag What the Focus. It's 95610. Okay, so that's still what we're going for. It's still what we're focused on. Your voucher this week is the exact same voucher as last week, which is focused on 95610, and you get credit for any piece of that zip code that you do. Okay, that's the new zip code that you live in. You get credit for it, and on Sunday night, you'll submit your second voucher, and we'll add up points and do recognition and keep track of all that stuff. And we did post the top 25 in the Facebook group today. So congrats to those of you who turned in your numbers and also who are in our top 25. So let's keep the focus, and really the activity that we kind of broke down these numbers last week, just to do a little bit of a review, is the one booking a day. One booking a day produces that 95610, 9 faces, 5 career surveys, 600 retail, 10 bookings at all times. One booking a day produces that. And so continue to be accountable. We've got 3 vouchers left. And also the other focus, when we're talking about what the focus, the other focus is really to get results, to get results and to move up the career path. And so we're going to celebrate brand new, and promoted reds when we're together in Cincinnati for career conference. So brand new reds and current reds who promote in red. Or former reds who get back in red, we're going to recognize you when you hit the team leader level. Okay, so brand new reds, promoted reds, former reds who move back into red at the team leader level with 5 active. And then DIQs get the extra special fun t-shirt, the Make It Happen t-shirt. You'll receive that at career conference from yours truly. Okay, so that is also the focus. Also, brand new reds, you do get your red stiletto debut. That's going to be in my suite at the Hyatt in Cincinnati that Friday night after career conference kicks off. We're going to have a private, intimate reception and little party there afterwards. That's where your sales director will present your red stilettos to you for brand new reds. Okay, so I just want to review to make sure we're all clear and we're all focused. So here's what I decided to train on today in the little bit of time that we have together is Erin Mann's question that she posted today that many of you commented on. And I don't know if you saw it, but let me read it to you just in case you didn't see it in the Facebook group. Okay, and Erin, I hope it's okay. I figured since you posted it in Facebook, you don't mind that everybody hears this. She said, okay, ladies, I'm looking for some advice. It has recently become apparent to me that I take rejection way too hard. When I make a referral call and someone rudely hangs up on me, I'm gun shy about the next phone calls for weeks. I had a person get mad and cancel when I suggested over text, she didn't want to talk live, that she might enjoy the pampering session more if there weren't children around. And it made me really fearful of coaching hostesses and guests. I already feel hung up on tactics that could be considered pushy or salesy, and it is difficult for me to overcome that and fake it till I make it in that confidence department. But how do I get back on the horse when you've got bucked off and you really landed hard on your tush? I have a feeling the answer is just do it, but any other help or suggestions would be welcome. So Erin, just thank you for your vulnerability and your willingness to just put yourself out there and kind of talk about what you're going through. And then for all of you who answer just thoughtful, kind answers, thank you also for just wanting to support your sister consultant in offering some encouragement. I was encouraged to read it. And so I'm going to address that in the short time we have, you guys. I'm going to answer that question, that big question, how in the world do you deal with rejection? How do you deal with it? How do you deal with the hard parts of this business? Because guys, that's the deal breaker. That's the deal breaker. You either learn to maneuver through it or you choose not to maneuver through it, and it's the deal breaker. It could take you on one of 2 paths. One path is to keep going and continue to be successful, and one is to throw in the towel. And I know you all want to keep going, and so the hard part becomes how in the world do you deal with that rejection? And so Erin, I really believe that only you can answer that question for yourself. I truly, truly believe that only you can answer it. And for all of us, only I can answer it for me. And anyone else watching this right now, only you can answer it for yourself. We all have our own personal strategies and ways we like to think about it and ways we motivate ourselves. And so the answer for each of us individually is going to be a little bit different, but I'm going to attempt to help you think about it in a different way. I'm going to attempt to give you strategies for you to come up with your own personal solution to this question. So I'm going to talk through it in hopes that it would support you in finding your own personal answer, because it's really the only solution that's going to work for you. I'm going to give you my solution, but you're going to have to take my solution and make it your own. And the other solutions that were given on Facebook, you can take that advice, but you've got to make it your own. And that's advice to everyone, not just Erin. I'm just kind of singling her out since she vulnerably asked the question on Facebook. And so here we go. Okay. So this is my first tip, you guys. Get ready for it. And I want you to get ready for it because, okay, and I hope we're still good. I'm kind of seeing some chatter on, stupid question. Okay, I think that's taken care of. I just want to make sure we're coming through loud and clear. Okay, so here's something, and I'm going to tell you up front, this is so cliche. Okay, this is so cliche, and I'm telling you that my answer is so cliche because I don't want you to automatically dismiss it. Because when we hear something trite or commonplace or cliche, we're like, wah, 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 wah. So I don't want you to go wah, 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 wah when you hear my answer because it's cliche, okay? And you've heard it a million times before. And the answer is, in my opinion, is to keep your vision clear, okay? Keep your vision clear. Because when your vision is clear, what happens to you along the way is inconsequential. Because you're just going to your vision. You're taking the next step to your vision. And so the rejections and the roadblocks and the failures and the obstacles and the hard times that you face along the way, the vision is so clear and strong and powerful that you're willing to keep going to get there. Okay? I think that's the answer, is to have a clear, Leah, we can't hear your voice. Ah! Oh no. Did it just start? Can you guys did you just start to not hear me? Is that everyone, or is that just Jamie? Can everyone else hear me? Or can just Jamie not hear me? Can everyone hear me, or can just Jamie not hear me? Any answers? I can hear you now. I had to re-log back. It's in and out. Okay. I can hear you. This is Sam. I can hear you. Okay. I don't know. Some people can hear me and some people can't. So I'm hearing that most people can hear me. Okay. I'm hearing that most people can hear me, so I'm going to keep going. And Jamie, maybe you need to refresh your browser and log in and log back out. Okay. I'm just going to keep going. Okay. So, so keep your vision clear. That's what I was saying. And so let me ask you some questions, you guys. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I really want you to kind of like quiet your mind and thoughts right now and try to really like ponder these in your mind. I'm going to ask them kind of slowly and just invite you to sort of like ponder these questions with me. Because these would be questions, if I were with you guys right now, or if I was with you one-on-one, Erin, or if you came to me and said, you know, I need to get clear on my vision, I would start with some of these questions. This is where I would start in order to pull it out of you. Because here's the thing, some of you may not be clear on it or may not know how to find it, and that's normal. You know, I wasn't like super crystal clear on my vision all the time, and my vision has evolved over time, and it's become something new and something different as time goes by. So it would be normal that if you're fairly new to Mary Kay or new to working your business, that possibly your vision is not clear. And so I would start with these questions if I were with you. Okay, and I know you can't answer back, but I want you to answer in your own mind. So here we go. What makes you the most happy or satisfied or joyful? Okay, so I hope you're thinking about these things. What brings the most joy to your life? What need do you have right now that's not being fulfilled? When you picture yourself 1 year from now or 5 years from now, what do you see? What does success mean to you? What opportunities do you want to provide for your family? What do you want to say yes to right now that you're not able to say yes to? Okay, what do you want to say yes to right now that you're not able to say yes to? How are you growing in all areas of your life, both personally, professionally, spiritually, in your marriage, or in other important relationships? How are you growing? Okay, so those would just be some sample questions I would ask. And you guys, there's no way you had a chance to actually ponder and like fully answer those in like the 2 minutes I took to ask them to you. But that's where I would start, is by asking those deep probing questions to really find out, what in the world do you want out of life? Where do you want to go? Where are you headed? What could be? What should be in your life that is not right now? what could be, what should be in your life and in every role that you play that doesn't exist right now. Because that's what vision is. It's painting a picture of what could be and what should be in every area of your life and in every role that you play in your life. Okay. And so that's where I would start asking those questions to draw out your vision. And so some of you are clear, some of you aren't. And the best exercise, the most practical, easy, quick, although I would encourage you to spend some time with this, the best exercise that I've ever heard of is to write down your 50 reasons. I think some of you have done this or may have heard of this, but it's to envision the next level you want to be at in your business. Okay, so for some of you, that's red jacket or team leader or on-target car or future director or DIQ or sales director or national sales director. So you picture that next level, and then you write down 50 reasons you want to move to that next level. And then you look at those 50 and you highlight the top 25. You look at the top 25 and you star the top 5. You take those top 5 and you actually write out a mission statement about a paragraph long from your top 5 reasons that you've identified. And you take some time to do this where you're quiet and thoughtful and prayerful and really probing into what do you want out of your life? What do you want to stand for? Where do you want to be in a year or 5 years from now or at the end of your life? What legacy do you want to lead, okay, or leave? And so that's what I would encourage you to do if you're unclear, is go through this exercise of the 50 reasons. And so you want to be so clear on where you're going and what you want and what Mary Kay can give you and your family in your future that when rejection comes, not if, but when. I think you've all been in Mary Kay long enough to know that, like, it's going to come, it's happening. So when it comes, you're so clear in your vision that you just keep going. And yes, it's a bump in the road and it's painful in the moment, but the vision's so big and it's so meaningful and it's so important and it's so powerful, and it not only affects you, but it affects your family and the people you love the most and other women, that when it happens, yeah, bump in the road, ouch, pain, that hurts, but you keep going because the vision is so clear and so big that it's worth the little bumps and the jabs and the pain and the ugly cries and the wanting to light your starter kit on fire and back over it with your car, so that it's worth all of that. Okay, it's because of the vision, what could be, what should be in every area of your life and every role, that Mary Kay could help you to fulfill that. And Mary Kay is not the end all be all. Mary Kay is just the vehicle. It's just the vehicle that's going to get you there because of the opportunity it gives you for unlimited income, complete flexibility, and to be in a culture that believes in putting God first, family second, and career third. Okay, the opportunity is just a vehicle to that vision for the life it can give to you and to your family. Okay, so let's keep on going. Okay, here's what I thought of as I was getting ready for this. I'm like, well, maybe I just tell them every gory, ugly story that I've ever had of rejection in my 9 years in Mary Kay. But I'm like, wait a minute, that would take way too long because there's too many of them. I could just tell you story after story of just rejection and icky situations and hurt feelings and pain. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, but just trust that I've got them. I mean, I had one time a mom take me out. I was at a business debut, and this mom was just she was a little off, to be perfectly honest. And she asked me to go out on the porch, and she like cussed me out, and everybody inside could hear it. And she like got in my face and cussed me out. I mean, I can laugh about it now, honestly, but in the moment, of course, it was horrifying. I've been porched before. That means I've like confirmed the appointment that day, showed up, and like nobody answered the door, and I could tell they were inside. She just didn't answer the door. Okay, I've been porched a couple times. I've been hung up on. I've been not called back. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You name it, it's probably happened. And so I won't fill you in on all the gory stories. Instead, I'm going to tell you why I'm glad I kept going, and why even at this point as a national sales director, I keep going. Okay, so why I'm glad I kept going and why I keep going. Because guys, even at this level, there is rejection and heartache at this level too. And I don't tell you that to discourage you. I don't want to discourage you, but my friends, that is life. It is life, and it's a business, and life is not fair, and it is often painful, and that's okay. That's okay. We learn to deal with it, and it makes us stronger. Okay, so but we need strategies to deal with it. And so let me just tell you why I'm glad that I did. So I think, one of the first things that came to mind as I'm trying to make my list is it's the person and so the person I've become, but more in my face right now, just at the season in life that I'm in with 3 small children, it's the mom I've become. I am giving them the best and better version of myself. I know that I am. You guys, I've gotten tough. This business has made me tough. I've gotten confident. This business has grown my confidence. And you know what? I fall down and I get back up again. I've learned to do that. And you know what my kids see? That's what they see. They see a tough, confident mama who falls down and gets back up again. And what a lesson and what a life education that is for them to see that modeled. And my kids pick up on it. I see it every day. I see them picking up on it. It's a part of our conversations. The things that I'm learning, I'm having conversations with them about the things I'm learning as I'm growing and as I'm doing hard things. My son started basketball this past summer, and he's 4. And so he's like my sensitive soul. He's my feeler. And he has a hard time with transition, and then also anything that's new, he's very apprehensive and can become very he just shuts himself off if something's new or difficult. He honestly doesn't really like to be challenged at all. He likes to stay in his comfort zone and do only the things he knows he's good at. Okay, so we're working on that. That's a part of the conversation, because I know in life he's going to have to step out of his comfort zone. I know that. And so we're kind of working on that. We're coaching him through that. And so he has his first basketball practice this past summer, and I'm sort of prepping him for it that day. And I'm saying, you know what, Ian, it's going to be challenging. It's going to be something you haven't done before. And so when we try new things, we're often not very good at them. And so it's going to be probably difficult, and you'll probably mess up and not feel like you're. And so I'm like going on and on and on trying to coach him through this. And he stops me while I'm speaking. And interrupts me. He says, "But mommy, I can do hard things." And I was like, whoa, I had never heard him say that before. But he hears me say it, and he hears me coach him that way, and he hears me encourage him in that way. Where did I learn that? I learned that in Mary Kay. I have never had to do as many hard things as I've had to do than being in Mary Kay. It's just a step outside of your comfort zone. But oh my gosh, the fruit that has come in my life and the growth that has unfolded in my life has just it's been priceless. It's been a treasure. And now I'm able to pass that on to my children. He asked me a couple weeks ago, Ian asked me when we were driving home, he said, "Mommy, how many goals have you made?" Because he knows about my Mary Kay business, and we talk about it pretty often. "How many goals have you made?" And I said, "Ian, I've made like thousands of goals. I've hit thousands of goals." And then I was able to go on to say, "And you know what? I've missed 1,000 goals too." And he was shocked by that. He's like, "What? You've missed goals? Are you kidding me?" He was just shocked that I had missed goals. And I said, "Yes, I've missed 1,000 goals. And you know what I've learned the most from is the goals that I've missed. You know what I've gotten better from? It's the goals that I missed." And so we were able to have this conversation about missing goals and how you miss them and you get back up again. And so what a valuable gift I'm able to give to my kids that I've learned in Mary Kay. And yes, did I know those things before Mary Kay? Yes, I did. I knew those things and practiced them a little bit, but man, not as much as I have had to in Mary Kay. When you're in a normal job, you can sort of go through the motions and just kind of do your thing. But there is something about Mary Kay that just requires the best of you, like the very best. You got to bring it to the table and give your best and be willing to grow. And that's a good thing, ladies. Yes, painful, but a good thing. Okay, I'm going to talk really fast because I got a few more things to say in just a few minutes. So the other thing I thought of was Cliff being able to go to law school. You guys, he was on track to be an English professor, even though all his personality tests he took in high school said lawyer, be a lawyer. He decided to be an English professor, but I believe him being in Mary Kay, and of course he doesn't sell Mary Kay, but he's been been so exposed to the Mary Kay world that it gave him the confidence to do something big. Because the reason he didn't go to law school years ago is because he didn't, I believe he didn't have the confidence to do it and didn't believe in himself at that level. Mary Kay gave that to him. And so he went to law school and he crushed it in law school. And not only did he go, my friends, we paid for it in some cold hard cash to the tune of $60,000 in cash. We didn't have $60,000 on my teacher's salary. We had it on my Mary Kay salary. And so, or income, it's not a salary, it's an income. And so it enabled him to do that. And so, you know, when I think about my kids and I think about Cliff, do I care about the girl who porched me several years ago? I don't. I don't even remember her name, my friends. I don't even know who she is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. And yes, painful in the moment, absolutely. But do I care that that happened now? And was it all worth it? Yes. I'm glad I kept going. It made me think of the very significant moment that I believe I've shared with, you may have heard me tell this story before, and I'll tell you the short version of it, but it's the night that my mom planned this private dinner for my family when we debuted our national area, and she wanted to celebrate, just have this intimate celebration with my family, and she stood up and she handed me a letter. And the way my mom expresses love is not through words of affirmation, but she handed me a letter that had more words of affirmation than I've ever received from my mom, and a poem about being a champion. And that she believed that I was a champion. And I mean, that moment, I cry every time I think about it and talk about it. And that letter is priceless to me. And so was it worth it for all the rejection to get that affirmation? Yep, it was. For that beautiful, significant moment, it was worth it. It reminds me of the day we got to debut our national area on stage with all the Unleashed area sales directors, and just seeing their faces and watching them be successful and watch them accomplish things, and to share the stage with them and to have the opportunity in front of 10,000 people with a microphone, affirm my parents who I love and who've supported me for so many years, affirm them in front of 10,000 people with my son and daughter there. You know, was it worth the pain and rejection? Yes, it was. It was for that moment. The day I got to actually say several years ago, we are debt free. Okay, I got to say that several years ago. We are debt free, and we have choices financially, and we can give more, and we don't stress about money. Okay, Mary Kay gave that to us, along with some money management skills too. You know, the way my husband looks at me sometimes, just with pride in his eyes, and says, good job, like, good job. You've grown into an amazing person and an amazing mom. And you guys, would he have said that if I would have stayed a teacher? Yes, he would have. But there's just something about this Mary Kay business that has just required the best of me and more of me and the most of me. It's drawn out the best in me. And I really believe Mary Kay has a beautiful way of doing that for women. The night, just a few weeks ago, some of you were even there. We were in Cincinnati and had this little like kind of mini holiday celebration party. And I had these thumb drives for all of our sales directors and DIQs. And that's what we were going to do. But to my surprise and a total precious gift to me, all directors and DIQs went around and affirmed me and breathed belief into me and encouraged me. And, you know, I could have just stood there and wept because of the gift that was to me. And they know that my love language is words of affirmation. It was such just a powerful encouragement to me to listen to those words. So was it worth the rejection? Was it worth the no's? Yes, to get that special moment with special people that I love. And you know, boarding the plane to go on, I think we've been on 7 all expenses paid trips around the world, and watching my kids grow up in Mary Kay, and being a part of a company that lives the value system, God first, family second, and career third. And so those are some of the reasons. I know those reasons aren't your reasons. And I know you're like, oh, well, that's great for her. And yeah, of course, she's a national sales director. So go, Leah. So I know that maybe I just know that my stories aren't your stories yet. Okay, I know that. But also what I know is that you have stories that are waiting to unfold. They're waiting to unfold in your life. And your family is waiting to be blessed by this. Your future is waiting to change from this. Your lifestyle is waiting to be transformed by this. The best version of you is inside of you, waiting to just come out and be fully expressed. And that's what I know, is that your own personal stories are waiting to unfold. And the only way you get there, unfortunately, and I wish I had a different answer, but the way you get there is through the path of rejection and pain and disappointment and no's and mean people who hang up on us and disappointing parties. I mean, it's just the path. The path is the path. And I wish I had a different answer, but I don't. That's the only path that I know. Now, there's a lot of joy and success that comes on that path too. So it's not all bad, okay? But I've been in this long enough to know that you do have to woman up. You got to woman up and grow some tough skin and face it and fall down and get back up again. That's what I know. And rejection is tough. Even to this day for me, rejection is tough. And so I have 3 sort of tips that I'm going to finish with that I hope will help you, to work through rejection. And number 1 is that hurting people, okay, so hurting people who are hurting, like hurting people inside, hurt people. Okay, so it's not a joyful, confident woman who loves people that's hanging up on you. Those types of women don't do that. It's hurting people that hurt people and that cuss you out and that don't show up and that cancel and that tell you you suck. It's hurting people that hurt people. And so I always remember that when I get this nasty response from someone, I'm just like, she's hurting. She's hurting. And the way hurting people get through their pain is to spew that pain on other people. And I don't even think they know that they're doing it. Okay, so remember that hurting people hurt other people, and they have nasty responses and ugly words that they use and insulting language that they use towards you. Just know it's because they have a hurting heart. They have a hurting heart. And you don't have to be the person that mends it, but just know, just move on. You just move on from somebody that's hurting and that wants to spew their hurt and pain on you. That has always helped me. And I just move on. I'm like, she is a hurting person, and I'm moving on. I'm moving on to the next person. Second point about rejection is that I do believe it's perceived rejection, you guys. Okay, so when somebody says no to you, I know it feels like you are being personally rejected. I know that's how it feels, but you guys, they're just saying no. They're just saying, it's not for me. I'm just not interested. And you know what? We say no. I'm trying to think of, there's many direct sales companies who've approached me about a certain product, and I'm like, I'm just not interested. Like Jamberry. Jamberry is a great example. I think Jamberry is awesome. I think it's a brilliant idea. I know some people in it, and I want them to be successful, and I think they have a fabulous business plan and product. It's just not for me, you guys, because I prefer to go get my nails done. And my girlfriend who sells Jamberry, she's like, no, it's going to save you a lot of money to just do it yourself. I'm like, I got plenty of money. I want to go get my nails done, for crying out loud. I have 3 small children. I just want to go get my nails done. I want somebody else to do them for me. I don't want to do my nails. I don't want to hold the blow dryer on so they stick on well. I suck at doing that thing. So I want to go get my nails done. So it's a great product. It's just not for me. I'm not interested in it. It's not my thing. And so when I say no to my girlfriend who sells it, who is awesome, and I love her, I'm like, girl, it's just not my thing. I even held a Facebook party for her in hopes that I could help her get some customers, and I think that she did. And I hope that she does well. It's just not my thing. Okay? So guys, when people say no, it's okay. It's okay. Mary Kay's not going to be everybody's thing. Okay? And we feel so rejected, but just think of me and my Jamberry nails. It's not my thing. Okay? Move on to somebody else, because it's plenty of other people's thing, even though it's not my thing. Okay? So it's not real rejection, is what I'm trying to say. It's not real rejection. You're perceiving it as rejection, but it's not true rejection. Okay? Third and final point. I'm going to ask you this question. Will you want to say that you pushed through Okay. In a year or 5 years from now, will you want to be able to say, I pushed through? Or will you want to regret that you let someone else's bad day, bad attitude, pain, their opinion, their negativity get in between you and your goal? Okay? Don't give other people your power to pursue your goals and your dreams. Don't give other people that power. Because when rejection stops you from taking the next step, you have given someone else your freedom to choose and your power. You've given it to them. You have let their negativity, their bad choices, their pain, their opinion, their lack of interest cause you to stop, put a hold on your dreams, and to change your attitude. You've given them your power. Okay, so a year from now, would you rather say, I pushed through adversity? Or would you rather regret that you gave other people your power and that you let other people's ickiness stop you in pursuit of your goals and your dreams? Okay, don't give people that power, you guys. That's your choice. That's your choice. You own it. You take 100% responsibility for the goals that you set and the dreams that you have. And despite other people's opinion, you keep going. Okay? Don't give your power away to hurting negative people. Be in the driver's seat of your own life. And although tough, and I don't want to take the toughness away. I know that it's tough, and we've got to, deal with that. But let's not let other people decide for us. Okay, let's not let them decide what goals we're going to achieve. Because for every rejection I've had, you guys, I could probably count 10 other people. For every one rejection, there's probably 10 people who love Mary Kay and who've been blessed by it. Okay, for every one rejection, there's probably 10 people who love Mary Kay and who've been blessed by it because I kept going. For every customer for every potential person who didn't want the product, I've got 10 more customers who did. For every person who said no to the opportunity, we've got 10 more people in our area who said yes. For every person who didn't become a sales director, we've got 10 more who did. Okay? And so yeah, you will get rejections, but you're going to get yeses too. And so I'm a couple minutes over time. You guys, I'm going to wrap it up with this. The challenge, of course, is the focus is still the focus. Hashtag what the focus. The focus is 95610, one booking a day. And just to kind of wrap up what we've talked about tonight, I just want to challenge you to spend some time getting clear on your vision. And so maybe you write your 50 reasons out. Maybe you ask yourself some of those probing questions and write down some answers to it. But I want to encourage you to take some time this week to get clear on your vision so that your vision is big and it's clear and it's strong. And you're going to your vision. You're going to hit bumps in the road, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I promise it's worth it, you guys. So I hope that encouraged you today. I'm going to be leaving Voxer messages throughout the week to answer the other questions that have been posted in our Facebook group, because I will get to those, and I want to get to those, and I want to answer all of them. And so we'll do some through Voxer, and then we'll be here again next Monday night for our third hangout. Okay, you guys, be blessed.